Welcome everyone. My name is Niran, and we are delighted to see you here tonight to learn a bit more about a 30-day opportunity to transform your body, your mindset in relationship to food, and so much more opportunity in right here. And so I am going to start from the ground up, and then I'm going to introduce a beautiful cast of women here. I want to welcome you to put any questions in the chat, and if something pops up, put it there and we'll be sure and answer your questions as we go. So I have been involved with this company, this superfood company, for 2 years now. And when it was introduced to me, I was a part of a really beautiful biodynamic farm. I ate locally, I ate organically, I was very active. I felt like a very healthy person. And when I was a bit skeptical, like, are you sure that this type of food, this dried food that I add water to, can really give me more than what real food was giving me? And I can tell you that I was surprised. I was actually blown away. And the reason that I feel these foods have been so vibrant in my own life, in my own body, is because of the way they are, the attention given to how they are grown and how they are delivered to us. And so I'd like to just speak briefly about that, because this transformational opportunity, this 30-day opportunity with these superfoods, are what makes them so special is, one, the way that they are grown. And they are grown in very deep regenerative soil. And that soil gives the plants extra vitamins and nutrients that are just not found in many of our foods in the grocery store these days. In fact, it's very many people across, especially the United States, it's very hard to find food that is grown with such quality. And the next thing that makes this opportunity so special is that in the way in which they're harvested. So the food that is incorporated in this 30-day opportunity is then harvested right on the farm and juiced and then wind dried at a very low temperature. So all of the vibrant energy is still in the food. And so I know that I worked in healthcare for many years, and I personally was a part of cleanses and detoxes. And actually, what makes this so not a cleanse or a detox in that way is that it is your body recognizes these foods. Your cells can receive these foods in a way that regenerates your cells, just like the food is grown in regenerative soil. And so another thing that makes this such a great opportunity is the purity with which these foods are grown. So grown in regenerative soil, wind dried and shipped to us in a very vibrant state. And from grown to shipped, there's no chance for anything to be in between that. So there's testing mechanisms so that your cells are being given the most vibrant food, I believe, on the planet. And there's another piece that I want to bring in here, is that this opportunity also helps to strengthen the detoxification pathways, but within a very gentle, nourishing way. And so it's a 30-day opportunity to be so well nourished and transform within this great nourished space. So as I said, I was blown away by how I felt after being given these vibrant products. And I think what you'll find is that this is so gentle that it can be totally customizable to wherever you are in your health journey. And so I would love to introduce some of my friends and sisters on this journey with me. I'd love to introduce Rachel Balancet. Rachel is a mentor of mine and has really just emanates this lifestyle in such a beautiful way. And I'm so grateful to be working closely with you, Rachel. And I would love for you to share a little bit more about your experience.
Thank you so much, Niranka. I really appreciate you sharing as a farmer about the products and the farm. I think that is something that is so missed and overlooked in everything that we purchase at the stores, and even growing our own food, is what is feeding our food, right? We eat what our food eats. So that's a really, really key thing here, and why I think this has been so effective. So let me share a quick little story about myself. I'm a regenerative health practitioner, and I'm certified and also in clinical iridology, reading of the irises, mapping out the entire system of the body and organs and stuff through the eyes. And I wasn't always this. In fact, first, I was very sick for a very long time. I was sick for 9 years with Hashimoto's, struggling with fatigue, bloating, constipation. I also suffered from eczema. I had a host of problems leading up, and Epstein-Barr virus. Just complete fatigue was probably the signature thing, was fatigue and brain fog. Just the sense of I don't even know what people are saying to me. I can't even synthesize information that's coming at me. Let me just be alone. Let me just shut the world out, because I can't even understand what they're trying to say to me. So I couldn't really handle any input. It was just all let me just close off and be in my little nest and sleep a lot. And so I went to everyone, doctors, Western medical, Chinese medical, acupuncture, etc. And nothing got me well. And then I found this protocol, and much to my surprise, within the first 10 days, all of my symptoms disappeared. I thought it was too good to be true. And I thought, this will end as soon as I'm done. I will go back to feeling like crap as soon as this little process is over. And naturally I'm cleansing. This is a good thing. Must be good for me right now. Well, I can tell you that it's been 8 years, almost 8.5 years now. And I have not had a single symptom return in 8 years from my Hashimoto's. I had my blood checked a couple months ago. My blood work was normal. I'm no longer anemic, and I have amazing energy. In fact, I went through this process of becoming really involved in working out. I was so excited by how much energy I had. All I wanted to do was work out. I had this strong drive to work out, which was never on my radar before, never something I wanted to do. And I ended up competing in bodybuilding, and I ended up becoming a competitive bodybuilder. And then I became a pro champion bodybuilder. So I was bodybuilding for a few years until the pandemic hit. And then I stopped, took a break. And now I'm fine as I am. Now I like to just do yoga. But what's really remarkable is that my digestion completely recovered. I went from feeling completely ill all the time to having the best life ever. I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 in January. And I can say that I'm healthier now than I ever have been in my entire life. I struggled with eczema all through my childhood and struggled with health issues forever. So this is something that made me want to explore more and learn as much as I could. I ended up studying with the founder of the company. I took all of his courses. I became an Ayurvedic practitioner, and then I got certified in regenerative health, which is where these products kind of come from, is that world of regenerative health, and and so on. So the rest is history. And yeah, so this is what's possible. And if you can relate to lack of sleep, drop me a 3 in the comments. If you can relate to struggling with brain fog, drop a 4. I'm just kind of curious, like who's with me and can relate to some of these things. Yeah, a lot of you. So with that said, I want to actually pass the mic on to my dear friend who was the first person I shared this with, one of the first people, maybe the first 5 people I shared this with. And she was struggling with postpartum, and she's an amazing mom. She is a healing arts practitioner for many, many years, as long as I've known her. And she's certified in holistic midwifery. So she has a whole other perspective as a mom and someone who brings life into the world. So I just want to, one of my best friends too, Grace.
Oh, thank you so much, Rachel. I just hold you so near and dear for a lot of reasons. We've been friends for almost 20 years, or probably 20 years now. But Rachel, I got to witness Rachel going through her process. She was sharing very generously on social media, and another dear friend going through the process at the same time. And so really, I'm where I am today because you had the courage to get in the driver's seat regarding your own health and to share it with other people. So thank you so much for that. As Rachel said, I have dedicated my entire adult life to the healing arts. I have a passion for taking what it is that can seem like, like our challenges, and that can kind of knock us over, and see how we can alchemize that and really use that for material for our own healing, kind of like composting, right? So that's been a fascination of mine, really human potential, and what can we do? How good can we feel? As Rachel said, I discovered these products when I was 2 years postpartum. And just to let you know, I had my one and only child at the age of 42. I had almost given up. I was not sure that was going to be a path for me in this lifetime, but it is what I wanted. My entire adult life was to be a mom. So my daughter came through when I was 42, and we had a beautiful birth, beautiful pregnancy. And then honestly, postpartum just like hit me hard. And I had coached women and, families and couples prior to that. So I thought that I would be immune to the what can honestly be like the torment of postpartum, but it was crazy. So I had hypothyroidism. I found myself in this whole different body in terms of how my body was holding weight and my energy levels. I had to sleep literally every day around 3 o'clock. My whole system would just shut down. And at that time, my daughter was 2 and she was wanting to play. And I heard myself over and over and over again telling her, I don't have the energy. I can't play today. And there, I don't know if any of you can relate to this, this experience of kind of like witnessing yourself from outside of yourself. And I heard myself telling her that just like one too many times, and it just broke my heart. And at that point, I realized like, I am not optimal. I'm not where I want to be as a mom, as a person. I had taught yoga for years. I was a dancer, and I wasn't doing any of that. So I actually did the protocol during this time in 2015, right? I started with a 10-day protocol. I started on the 15th of November, and I went to Thanksgiving, and it was incredible. I actually told myself, because it was a bit of an investment during the holiday time, and I was like, I'm just going to return them. I'm going to return them. I'm going to return them until I got the box. I opened it, and I literally got this sense of, wow, I just actually did something really good for myself, right? So within that 10 days, and I had my blood tested at the beginning of the 10-day and at the end of the 10-day, because I was already on a little bit of a scientific journey to try to figure out what was going on. I was working with an acupuncturist, and the thyroid was the big thing. And in just 10 days, my thyroid numbers shifted. And after 30 days, I was able to reduce my thyroid medication, right? Through the course of the next 2.5 years, I released 60 pounds. And I also, inspired by Rachel, started bodybuilding and got into the best shape of my entire life. So it was super exciting. Then at some point, in the last 2 years, I shifted gears. I had a lot of things going on, and I did not dedicate myself to the protocol, and I really felt the way that my health was taking a downslide. And so I'm similar age as Rachel. I just turned 51, and now I am entering into menopause. So I was experiencing daily chronic pain. My weight was unbalanced. I could tell that my hormones were just like, flying off the seat. And so I realized, okay, I've got to get back to this. And so I'm actually 18 days in to a 90-day journey. I've already released 7 pounds. My menopausal insomnia is not happening right now. I'm able to sleep through the night. So that alone is a total game changer. And that's what happened for me postpartum as well. And just more energy. I was like wrestling with my daughter the other day, and I'm like, okay, that vibrancy is returning. So, not only was I able to transform my health back in 2016, but I was holding postpartum mama baby circles for women in my community to come and gather. So I have literally been able to support multiple hundreds of new mamas to get their head above water, to overcome postpartum depression, really, really nourish themselves so that they can nourish their babies and have energy and really regain their quality of life, because birth is a huge rite of passage. And oftentimes we enter into a state that it takes us years and years and years to pull ourselves out of. So that's what I have to say. I'm always really excited when we come together, and it's worth mentioning that we're getting ready to start a community health transformation called Whole Being Renewal. We're starting January 8th. So if you're here and you're feeling like there's something that you would like to transform in your life, I'd like you to drop a 5 into the chat. And you can also let us know if there's something in particular that you're hoping to gain some traction on through these protocols. All right. So with that, I want to hand the mic over to my dear friend, Tanya, who is also a regenerative health practitioner and a fitness coach. And I know that you have a whole beautiful toolbox of things to draw from. So really excited to hear from you, Tanya. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Grace. I love hearing your story because I always learn so much from you, and I didn't realize some bits of your health journey. It's really inspiring and so important to share. And those women you're sharing with are just so lucky. So yeah, I have been a fitness nutrition coach for over 20 years. And like Narenkar was saying, I was the epitome of health. If you looked it up in the dictionary, that was me. I lived and breathed this because it was just a healthy, plant-based, all the things, year round. And suddenly in my late 40s, I also became a mom in my later 40s and was perimenopausal. And the combination of that and the stress therein shot me like a rocket into a health crisis I just didn't know was possible. And so I'm going to share with you the products. I'm actually going to talk about what the 30 days looks like and what they are, and a little bit about how it helped me. So it really is a 30-day supplement meal plan, essentially, that lands on your door in this box. And you get all these yummy goodies, and it's very clearly delineated for you what you do and how you do it. There's a couple different schedules, and so you'd want to get back with whoever invited you here to help you navigate what's the best way to approach this. And so when I did it, and so what shows up is one of 2 different shakes. And I don't know if Nirenka mentioned this, but the company has gone almost 100% plastic free in the last year. It was a huge initiative that they embarked on pre-COVID. And it's so profoundly important. We won't go into it now, but that it's world changing, and companies don't do what they're doing in terms of leading by example. So these pouches are biodegradable, like in your own garden. They're hemp and bamboo composite, and you can literally pull the label off and put them in the ground. So anyway, so what shows up is one of 2 or 3 different shakes, depending on which one you get, which depends on which one is best for you. This particular one, which tends to be the most popular, is what's called the Power Shake, and it's 96% of our daily recommended nutrition. But remember, it is of the highest quality available to humans right now. So it's not your standard vitamins and minerals that RDA is based on. It's grown in that soil that you've been taught about so far. So one shake, and then depending again on the schedule that you do, you're going to drink 1 to 3 shakes a day. Sometimes as a meal replacement, sometimes as a snack. And then along with that, you're going to take what's called Biomedic, and this sort of the company's flagship product. It's a tablet. You'll take 1 to 4 of these a day. And it is the only product so far proven by triple blind studies to remove glyphosate. And if you don't know what glyphosate is, that's a conversation that we could hold our own Zoom for, but it is a highly toxic herbicide that is the #1 ingredient in Roundup, which is the weed killer. And it's also in all GMO foods. And so we're drinking it, breathing it, eating it every single day. And it is a massive health crisis in North America, especially. A lot of countries have banned it already, but we haven't. And so this is the only one that's designed to remove it, up to 73% of it. Why that's so profound is that glyphosate is destroying our guts and our gut biome and our ability to absorb nutrients. And it's causing all kinds of things, everything from, IBS and SIBO and everything else. So almost, every single person should be taking this. It's safe for kids. It's safe for dogs. They give it to both of those in my house. So you'll get that. And then upon rising, you'll get my very favorite supplement in my whole life. 25 years I've been doing this, and that is the super aminos. And these are a pure vegan, pre-digested amino acid profile, which is the building blocks of protein. And these are so game-changing and profound. They're non-negotiables for my clients, especially for older people. And there's a reason for that, because we stop assimilating protein as we get older. But you take 5 of these in the morning for sure. Depending on the schedule you do, you may take them again 2 or 3 times a day. They have helped my friends with diabetes reduce their insulin levels almost by half in some cases. They're just amazing. So you're going to want to take these forever. And then the 4th thing that is a part of your 30-day pack and chunked down into daily, is you're doing 4 things a day, is the everybody's favorite apothecary, which is a organic tart cherry juice concentrate. It's not the same as a cherry juice that you go to buy at the grocery store. It's a highly concentrated syrup. So you take 1 to 2 tablespoons of it. It's delicious. And you do this before bed generally for most people. Tart cherry juice is arguably the highest antioxidant fruit on the planet. It also happens to be naturally high in melatonin, and it helps your body produce melatonin. And this is really important because people are taking melatonin like it's Advil, and it is a hormone. Melatonin is a hormone. And a much better way to produce anything, especially the hormones in our body, is to take things that make those hormones rather than taking the hormone themselves, right? So people report dramatic and almost immediately dramatic.
No, with me.
Deep sleep and really amazing dream life. So it's really, really effective. It's delicious. It also helps with beautifying your skin and detoxification and all kinds of that. So they all work synergistically that way. It can also help with constipation. So it can be taken for all kinds of reasons. And then at some point during your 30-day, you're going to also include what's called the super cleanser. And this is essentially the parasite version, the parasite cleansing, the gut intestinal cleanser is what I'm trying to say. So it's a strong microbial parasite herb. It kills candida overgrowth and unwanted bacteria, helps get rid of cravings. And this whole protocol is profoundly effective at getting rid of our cravings of starches and sugars and those kinds of things. And of course, it helps with belly bloat and gas and all kinds of things. So together, it's this magic formula, it's Magic Protocol that does all of that and more. And the number one thing that people report is drastically improved energy and within a couple of days. And I know we could all use some of that. And that's what happened for me. So I was depleted on a level I didn't know was possible. I had a baby. I was not sleeping because he was not sleeping. And the stress was just taking me under. And my hair started getting really thin. My skin was crepey and awful. And I just started aging really quickly. And this protocol, I worked with a dietitian. I was doing juicing. I was actually doing juicing in a juicer because that's a really good thing to do. This is actually a really easy and less expensive, cumbersome juicing protocol. I mean, it is equivalent to juicing, but I had been juicing, I've been doing all these things. And it wasn't until I did this 30-day protocol that all my systems came back online. Like, it gave me my life back. And I lost the menopausal weight that I hadn't been able to lose despite all of my decades long of tools and information and helping other people lose weight. I just couldn't lose the stubborn weight. And it wasn't until I did this that that weight came off effortlessly. So that was 3.5 years ago. I don't go a day without this core 4, it's called, those 4 products I talked about. They're delicious. You feel amazing. And it's my baseline nutrition. It's my vitamins and minerals all in one. And no matter what else I'm doing during the holidays or not, I know I've gotten my baseline nutrition for the day. And there's something really profoundly settling about that. And so let's see. I could go on, but and if you have any questions, put them in the chat and we can answer them for you. But I'm gonna now pass it back to Rachel and she can talk about a little bit more about the product, the protocol, the pricing and all of that, but please put some questions in the chat because I hope you have some questions. We want to answer those for you.
And also remember, we have a giveaway. So we are giving away the Revive It All, which is another amazing brain enhancer. This is going to actually clean the neurotransmitter receptor sites. So please participate in the chat. Again, if you haven't already said, let us know who invited you and just, where you're from in the chat so that we can give this away to somebody. All right. And so let me just kind of explain what this costs. So this is recommended to be done 3 months in a row, right? It's a 90-day protocol, but you can start with 1 month at a time. So the 30-day protocol is $11 a day, which includes 2 meals. These are like 2 of your meals a day. This is 60 of your 90 meals in a month. And literally when I did this, it saved me about a little over $300 in groceries. So I actually saved in groceries and was eating this instead most of the time. And like I said, had amazing results. So this is, there's also, there's other packs, but this is the kind of more general one. So you can talk to whoever invited you and they can help you figure out how to get started. They'll give you a discount code that'll give you 25% off. So the regular retail price is about $429 on this. We're going to get it for $329. So you can get $100 off. Okay. Again, that's 60 meals. You're paying it all for all your groceries up front at the beginning of the month. All right. And yes, you get to eat vegetables and fruit. You get to eat potatoes and good stuff, things that you wouldn't even expect that you can eat. So you're going to get to enjoy food. So don't feel like this is a fast where you're going to be starving yourself. And this is going to curb cravings. It's going to help you create new habits because it takes, 30 days to make or break a habit, 21 to 30 days to make or break a habit. And so, and then over 3 months, what happens is that you're starting to regenerate tissues. Okay, you start to regenerate all new tissues, and that's why you really want to give it some time and stay on there for a while. Okay. Now, so we're gonna let me see if there's any questions here real quick. Okay, it looks like there's no questions. Awesome. So, so if you want to join us, I highly recommend, if you want to join our group container where we're going to have facilitators, we're going to have recipes, and there's a couple cooking shows that I have that I'll be inserting in there. We're going to be supporting you. You're going to get to be in community. We start January 8th. So definitely you're going to want to make your order before the end of the month so that you can actually get your products in time. Give them 7 to 14 days to ship during this holiday season. Okay. Things are slow a little bit slower. So the sooner the better. I'm going to go ahead and say, I think we're done with this part of the call, but I want to let you all know that the next section of the call, we're going to talk about how you can have your products paid for. We have a referral program. If you are like me and passionate about health and you're like, hey, this is something I feel like would be really beneficial for a lot of people, you can definitely stay on and learn about how to join our team and ask any questions about that. But for now, if you are complete, you are welcome to go. I'm going to give the prize away. And I do have a winner. And then we'll transition into the next part. The winner is Cameron Nobles. Cameron Nobles, where are you? Whoop, whoop. Congratulations.
Yay, Cameron.
Thank you for winning. This is going to be put to good use. All right. So we'll get this in the mail to you. Just get Kahina your address and I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. All right. So next, thank you for those of you who are curious and staying on. We do have this wonderful referral program. And this is something that just comes out of our own generosity. We just want people to be sharing this as much as possible. So we offer you anywhere from $30 to $60 back on a pack, depending on like how much people order. And so this is, if you want to share that, if you want to do this with if you want to do this with friends, if you have family members like a spouse or children that you feel like, God, this would be so good to do together, because trust me, you are going to change so much. You will be unrecognizable. You're going to be craving alkaline foods. You're going to be like, I don't even want to eat that cookie or that pizza. Like, that doesn't even look appealing to me. It'll be very surprising. And your family is going to be like, what do we cook? So it's nice to do this together with people. So we have this beautiful model where we offer you a kickback for sharing this with people. And so if you have a group, invite them to this container, invite them and share and let us know that you're interested in sharing this and bringing other people into the container. And then the other part is that we also have this wonderful team. And this is really actually a business school. So I like to say that because it's really, I've learned more about business and how to share this with people authentically more than anywhere I've ever studied. This is like a business in a box. And I just wanted to say that the reason that the owners who actually were the founders of, or not the founders, but they initiated lobbying for the organic food label on all of our food, like not just Purium's food, but everyone's food in the nation. They come so much from the heart, and they chose network marketing model because it keeps the money in the people who are sharing it. And they don't have to have this big budget, and they don't have to spend all this money on marketing. They can actually just know that like people through word of mouth are going to share this authentically from their hearts because they're going to love it. And it also keeps the price lower. So this is one of the cool things that people don't know about network marketing, or at least with our company, because we own the rights, we own the production, right? And we own the farms, we own the food. And so they're able to pass on that savings into our pockets. And so they give us 60% of the profit, which is very, very unique for our company. And so they're very generous. Okay. And this is something that we do together collectively. They also have all these bonuses. So if you're like, hey, it's holiday times, for one thing, it's also been, we just went through a pandemic. And so I think a lot of us have learned it'd be nice to have several streams of income. I'm going to have actually Tanya share a story about her business shutting down and how this helped her. But this is a really amazing way to have another stream of income with a community of people who really care about the environment, who care about stewardship, who care about health, and who care about you. So I'd love to pass it over to Tanya for a moment to share your story. Oh, I was going to pass it to Grace first. We're going to pass it to Grace first because she wants to get to her kiddo and like see a movie. So Grace first, and then Tanya.
Oh, thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's interesting. We've had a little seasonal sickness over here. And so just, brought the energy together to share the message with you all, but I do have a little one waiting for me. So what I really wanted to share, and Rachel, you really hit on it with the pandemic. So two things I'll share. Number one, when the pandemic hit and a lot of people were losing their brick and mortar business, I really started to see the validity of network marketing. I already knew it, but there was a way that it hit home and made it really real, because as other people were trying to figure out, how do I get an online business? How do I work remote? Like, I had already been in that process for a handful of years. And I was like, wow, that feels amazing, to know that I have some flow happening and that this is like a smart model and I've been doing it for a while. However, as for so many of us, a lot shifted in my life during the pandemic. And I actually stepped away from my business for about 2 years. I call it my sacred pause. Not only did I step away from this business, but I stepped away from coaching and doing postpartum work. And I really just had to pull all my energy in and just myself and kind of refigure out my direction. But here was the amazing thing, right? As I was in the process of changing my health with Purium and starting to get like a side flow happening, I was hearing consistently about like residual income and what is residual income and making money while you sleep. And, and in some ways, I understood it, but I also was like, it felt like it was far away, right? I stepped out and I continued to get paid for 2 years. I did not make one phone call. I did not share any of the products with anybody. And I wouldn't recommend this, but I didn't even really support the team that I had built. I just had to take my energy inward, and I still got paid every single Friday. And it was like, I would forget that I was going to be getting money, and I would look at my account and be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. It was just like this ATM that just kept paying me. And then once a month, I would get a big chunk. And I will say that most months it was multiple thousands of dollars that I got from the energy and the time and the attention and helping people heal their body, giving them the opportunity to get products in their body that help their body heal. I got paid for 2 years while I tended my kind of inner world. So that's when I really started to see, wow, okay, this is what's possible with residual income and with this model. And as soon as I got my wits about me and felt like I was moving in the world in a way that, I could manage some other things, I really got excited about re-energizing this business, because I was like, wow, if it paid me for 2 years for doing nothing, how will it be when I really claim this as, a way to build legacy income? So thank you for letting me share that, because it's been such a powerful part of my experience of the past few years.
I can't tell you how much that makes me happy as your BFF and you're my BFF. So I actually feel tears coming. I'm all verklempt. Like, I just, just knowing that this supported you through that time is so meaningful to me. And I've seen that happen again and again. And Tanya also had the experience of having her business tank during the pandemic and had this as a backup. So Tanya, can you share a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, I'd love to, because I knew nothing about, embarrassingly, I didn't know anything really about affiliate marketing, network marketing, and I should have, being in business. I had a physical studio people came to, and it's the second gym I've owned in my life. And it was starting to thrive. It had been open not very long, 4 years, when COVID hit, and I had just started to make money. And I mostly did classes. And so I was like super vulnerable. And before COVID had hit, I had done my transformation with the products and had entered that, they were a big part of my life. And I had been sharing them with clients casually, but I was really focused on the fitness in my work. And, but we would do a couple group cleanses a year and that kind of thing, but it just wasn't, I wasn't super focused on it. And then COVID hit, and everything had to be moved online. I did unfortunately end up having to close my studio a year ago this month. And so I moved all my classes online. I leaned into more nutrition coaching, and I just started doing the things that I could do. As I'm sure so many people here understand, like, we just had to get really creative, which ultimately was a gift too. And what happened was I noticed that my casual group cleanses and all of that, I had set up a separate Purium account, like a checking account where that money was deposited every month, and I just never used it or looked at it. And about a year into COVID, I realized I looked, because of course finances were getting precarious at that point after being closed for a year. And I noticed, oh my God, I had all this money in that account and had just been building by itself. And like Grace, I went, oh my God, this is something. And so as I was building, leaning more into my nutrition coaching, which ultimately is what I love, and it's what I'm doing now more than anything, I realized I needed to really lean into this. And so I did. And working from home, I'm a single mom working from home, and it just was such an aha moment of like, oh my God, we must have not only a residual form of income, not only that, but passive residual income, but also multiple streams of income if we are to survive pandemics and recessions and illnesses and all the things. And I was sort of just shocked to realize that I hadn't 20 years prior realized this, and that as a coach serving clients who are coming to me for their health, whether it was fitness or nutrition, that I didn't have this robust nutrition protocol. And this is for all you yoga therapists, fitness people out there. Not only was I underserving my clients, but I was missing a huge revenue opportunity. So, excuse me. This just blown my world wide open. It's changed my life, and it's what has saved me through COVID. And so I'm still working from home, and I'm so grateful. Excuse me. So that's where I will leave it. I will, as I tell my younger siblings, find a residual form of income today. Don't wait 20 years, because in 20 years, that residual income is going to be all you need in less than 5 years. So anyway, happy holidays. Glad
Thank you, Tanya. Beautiful story. I'm really happy. Again, I'm one of my best friends that this is something that has worked for you and helped you so much. It means a lot to me. I'm going to also share with, bring on Nirankar, who began our whole journey here tonight, and we're going to end with her. She's also somebody who has worked in the health world and has helped many people with their health, and she's just decided to go all in. And I wanted to again say that this model of business is amazing, because we train you how to be an entrepreneur online. All that training is included for free. And it's incredible because you don't have to pay for college. You don't have to pay for business school. You don't even have to pay for anything except for just getting your products to help you get well, right? To help your products to help you generate the kind of energy and life that you've always wanted. And this will give it to you. And so you actually end up receiving the gift of health plus a free business school and all kinds of education and health. It's unbelievable. So Nirankar, please share your story.
Thank you so much, Rachel. This is so inspiring. I love hearing all your stories. I was in the healthcare field for 25 plus years as an exercise physiologist, and I mostly worked in a clinical cardiac rehab departments and pulmonary rehab and diabetic rehab. And in these departments, I felt so deeply that we were not nourishing our clients at all. You know, we would recommend these dietary we had dietary recommendations, but it was really not a robust recommendation. It wasn't something that they could follow. It wasn't something that really gave them the healing capacity. And I knew this so deeply, but so I tried to change healthcare from the inside out, and I frankly exhausted myself. I really resonate with what Tanya said in terms of, if we as health coaches, as yoga instructors, as massage therapists, as fitness instructors, if we don't have something that we can solidly recommend to our clients in terms of their nutritional foundation, then it's very, very hard for them to transform and get better. And that's what I was experiencing firsthand. And so I'm so grateful to have had this nutrition introduced to me so that I have something to recommend so solidly to my clients and to the people that are really suffering with very serious diseases, very serious situations. Now, this isn't to say that we claim this heals anything, but what it does do is it gives the body an opportunity to heal itself. It gives the body an opportunity to have a foundation to begin to strengthen what it already knows how to do. And that's really not what I had in the healthcare world. I did not have something to lean on so deeply. And so I'm grateful to now feel as if I can be in a position to teach health leaders how to support their clients in a much deeper way. And so that is my dream, to share this with health leaders across the globe, to be able to support your clients in a much with a foundational form of strength and vitality. That's really a small, like, cliff note version of my story. Thank you so much, Rachel, for being here and for pulling it all together for us.
Thank you so much, Nirankar. And the last thing I'll say is, you don't have to know anything about health. I was a wedding photographer and started earning in this business. I was just like, oh my God, all I did was share my story. All I did was share other people's stories. And literally within 18 months, I was completely financially free. And I was all of a sudden I went from being really, really sick, unable to work, living in my car, honestly. And within a year, I was paying for three of my brother's kids to go to my two brothers and their children, three of them, to go to college. And supporting my family in the Philippines, sending money out there so they could start businesses. I helped them start some businesses. And so you don't actually even have to care or know anything about health, but if you're just passionate about like sharing something that's good with people, that has integrity, and that's like a really a sound and an ideal product, then this is your opportunity to do something that's just good for the world. And we'll share with you more. If you want to learn more, we're happy to get on calls with you. Just let the person who invited you know that you're interested, and we can chat more and help you out. So thank you again. Thanks to all the speakers, and thanks to all of you who came and spent your time here when it's during the holidays. Appreciate that. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful night, and we'll make this recording available to anyone if you'd like. Take care. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.